Use permit 16 CUP-08.
I have 11.
Who's the lucky one that gets?
Sorry, I've got number 3 is 2017-0011.
I've got 16-CUP.
I've got that as number 6.
What's your agenda?
I've got 2017-0011.
As do I.
Okay.
All right, that's the one we're going to do. For No Pressure Inc., located at 244 Maple Avenue, Suite O. So, Planning Commission Chair, members of the Planning Commission, the Beaumont Municipal Code requires approval of a conditional use permit by the Planning Commission for automotive sales businesses within the manufacturing zone, believe it or not. It was very shocking to me when the applicant called me and asked if it was a permitted use within the zone, and I looked, and for some reason, the city council has us running conditional use permits for automobile sales in the manufacturing zone. So they applied under that conditional use permit, and that's what we're here for tonight. So the purpose of that requirement to establish a formal review of such proposals, which involve conducting a public hearing, given written notice to property owners within 300 feet of the site. And through this process, the Planning Commission has an opportunity to determine if the use proposed or the location of that use is compatible with surrounding uses, or through conditions can be made compatible with the surrounding uses. The Planning Commission can either deny or approve the proposal and may establish conditions of approval of the business operations to ensure it will not be a detriment to the community. With all that said, the subject site is a business suite that totals 2,100 square feet within a commercial complex or a commercial building located at 244 Maple Avenue, Suite O. The site contains multiple buildings with multiple suites and a shared parking lot on site. This building would be suitable for small-scale automobile sales establishment. Key issues related to automobile sales typically deal with the appropriateness of location and nature and manner of the operations to be conducted. Staff feels that we believe the intent of the conditional use permit manufacturing zone is looking at how things were going to be stored or outside parking and what the site would be visible from the public streets and so forth. So this proposal limits the operation to appointment only. Working with the applicant, they did say that appointments could be made 7 days per week, and no appointments shall be made after 7 p.m. The interior of the site is actually a warehouse, bathroom, office, and the applicant, as previously approved by staff, has explained that the sales will only occur over the internet. So the reason for this today is because the California State Department of Motor Vehicles requires an actual physical showroom in order to have a retail automotive seller's permit. So the applicant was forced to find a location with a one parking spot facility, and that's what we're here to do tonight. He doesn't envision having a car on display every single day of the week, so your applicant would take orders over the internet or phone from someone looking to purchase a vehicle, go out, acquire that vehicle, bring it to the showroom, sit down, hash out the terms of the agreement, loans or so forth, and then the actual customer would then drive the car away from the premises. So the conditional use permit form of approval allows the city to monitor the subject use and initiate proceedings for revocation if the permit or the conditions are violated, or if the use otherwise becomes a public nuisance. And Planning Commission may approve or modify the conditional use permit in whole or in part, with or without conditions, provided that all of the following findings of fact are made, and those are listed 1 through 11. And I will save you the formality of reading them. Lastly, staff recommends that the Planning Commission, 1, hold a public hearing, and 2, approve conditional use permit number CUP 2017-0011, subject to the attached conditions of approval. And I can answer any questions. Thank you.
Any questions of staff?
Just real quick, I think I asked last time. He's just moving, right? Didn't we
Yes.
just approve this?
He's moving locations,
Okay.
It was on 4th Street, wasn't it?
which I believe was a commercial zone.
Yeah.
So if it was a commercial zone at this location, it would have been a staff approval. But we're here because the manufacturing zone says CUP.
Commissioner Johnson, any questions?
No, I have no questions.
Okay. Are there any people, any speakers?
I don't have any speakers, but if you could officially open and close.
Okay, I'll open the public hearing at 6:22. Close the public hearing at 6:22.
I'll make a motion to approve conditional use permit CUP 2017-0011, subject to the attached conditions of approval.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner Johnson,
Approve.
Vice Chair Voss,
Yes.
Chairman St. Martin.
Yes. Item number 4, conditional use permit CUP 2017-0012.
Thank you, Planning Commission Chair, members of the Planning Commission, and the Deputy City Clerk for putting this one right after the last one, because it is very similar, if not identical, to the same situation. So it's a conditional use permit filed for a automotive sales facility within a manufacturing zone. So we're going through the conditional use permit process, which involves conducting a public hearing, giving written notice between property owners within 300 feet radius of the site. And through the conditional use permit process, Planning Commission has the opportunity to determine if the use proposed or the location of that use is compatible with surrounding uses, or through conditions can be made compatible. Subject site is a 2,400 square feet commercial building located at 607 Louis Estrada Road. The site contains one building with 6 customer parking spaces in front of the building. The applicant has explained that no automobiles or off-road vehicles will be stored in the rear of the property at this time. Building, in staff's opinion, would be suitable for a small-scale automotive sales establishment. Key issues related to the approval of auto sales involve the appropriateness of the location and nature and manner of the operations to be conducted. So all operations proposed will be contained within the actual building itself. Proposed application would limit the hours of operation to be Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and business would be open Saturday and Sunday by appointment only. Interior of the site will have indoor display area, photo bay, and 1 bathroom and 1 office. Similar to the last item, DMV does require a physical showroom in order to have automotive sales permits, and that's what the applicants are looking for on this one. It is my understanding they may actually have vehicles at this facility as a showroom, predominantly off-road types of vehicles.
Razors.
I'll let the applicant talk about exactly what type. So it may be razors, it may be souped-up trucks or things like that that are just not street legal,
Yeah.
so forth. But they can answer those types of questions because I didn't get into that level of detail.
Okay.
Hopefully all of the above is the answer. Or whatever the customer is looking to purchase, they may be able to get in there.
Okay.
The conditional use permit form of approval does allow the city to monitor the subject use and initiate proceedings for revocation if the permit or the conditions are violated, of the permit if the conditions are violated, or if the use becomes a public nuisance. Staff does believe that sufficient protection exists for maintenance of the public health, safety, and welfare. The Plan Commission may approve or modify conditional use permit in whole or in part with or without conditions, provided that all of the following findings of fact are made, and those are listed 1 through 11. And staff does recommend that Planning Commission, 1, hold a public hearing, and 2, approve conditional use permit number CUP 2017-0012, subject to the attached conditions of approval. And I can answer any questions, and the applicant is also here for questions I may not be able to answer. Thank you.
Any questions of staff?
No.
No.
I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:26.
Bob, and I don't want to mess up your last name. Come on up.
Hi.
Hi.
State your name and address, please.
Bob Delosier, 33 Walnut Creek, Irvine, California.
Thank you. Any questions of the applicant?
Not that it matters, but what are you selling?
Just high-end off-road trophy trucks, sand cars, pretty specialized vehicles, 50,000 to 150,000 each. We plan on keeping 2 to 5 vehicles there at the most. I've been a dealer for 35 years, but my son just got his dealer's license, and he and our friend are really into these type of vehicles, and that's what they're going to be selling there.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
No questions? Thank you. I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:27. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve CUP 2017-0012 with the conditions.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Sorry. Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Vice Chair Voss?
Yes.
Chairman St. Martin?
Yes. Item number 5, conditional use permit number CUP 2017-0013.
Thank you, Planning Commission Chair, members of the Planning Commission. This conditional use permit is a receipt of an application from Tracy Meltzer within Dermacare Skincare, which is an approved business today within the city of Beaumont, to add a type of service related to performing permanent cosmetic makeup services within that current business location. The types of services we're discussing tonight, for all intents and purposes, are tattoo services. The Beaumont Municipal Code does require a conditional use permit form of approval by Planning Commission for tattoo establishments. And the purpose of the requirement is to establish a formal review process, which involves conducting a public hearing, giving written notice to property owners within 300 feet of the site. The subject site is within a commercial building located at 851 East 6th Street, Suite B6. And the site contains a commercial shopping center with many business offices, shared parking lot with 65 spaces. Building is already used by Healing Hands Chiropractic, which then subleases, I don't know the exact business structure, but I believe either shares a business suite or subleases suite space to Dermaculture, which is a skincare and skincare related product retail business. And they would like to add permanent cosmetic makeup services to that business. And that's what we're here for tonight. Key issues related to approval of a tattoo establishment involve inappropriateness of location, nature, and manner of operations to be conducted. Normally, with tattoo establishments, we're dealing with aesthetics of that establishment or potential loitering outside or neon signs and so forth. And staff's experience with permanent makeup services is you really don't get that type of thing. You're looking at having men or women go in and get permanent eyebrows or eyeliner or those types of things done. I haven't had either, so I can't speak to the benefits or cons
I was
of
gonna ask
either of those services. No, these are still real. So the commercial complex does have dedicated parking, so it's parked per code, and we don't believe the business should have any negative effect on the surrounding land uses or any of the existing tenants within the commercial complex. The conditional use permit form of approval does allow the city to monitor the subject use and initiate proceedings for revocation of the permit if the conditions are violated or if the use becomes a public nuisance. Staff does believe that sufficient protection exists for the maintenance of the public's health, safety, and welfare. Planning Commission may approve or modify a conditional use permit in whole or in part with or without conditions, provided that all the following findings are made. Those are listed 1 through 11. And staff does recommend that Planning Commission, 1, hold a public hearing, and 2, approve conditional use permit number CUP 2017-0013, subject to the attached conditions of approval. And I can answer any questions, and the applicant is here as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Any questions of staff?
No.
No.
I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:31.
I don't have any
Speakers?
requests to
No.
speak.
No requests? I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:31. Motion?
I will make a motion to approve conditional use permit number CUP 2017-0013, subject to the conditions of approval.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Voss,
Yes.
Chairman St. Martin.
Yes. Item number 6. Conditional use permit 16-CUP-08.
Yes, this is conditional use permit 16-0 CUP-08, minor plot plan 16 MPP-06, and mitigated negative declaration for proposed RV and boat storage facility with a caretaker's unit on a 2.58 acre lot at 1460 East 6th Street. The proposed use is an unusual one in how we have interpreted it within our municipal code. The municipal code does allow for automobile parking facilities as a permitted use, does not permit moving and storage establishments, and conditionally permits public storage facilities for utilities. This use is a combination of a permitted use and a not permitted use, and staff felt that the use is very minor in nature with no additional permanent buildings, and felt that the most appropriate process was a conditional use permit subject to approval by the Planning Commission. The subject site has an existing residential building that is proposed to be used as a caretaker's unit, which is a permitted use on 6th Street, as part of this approval. To the north, there is existing residential multifamily. To the west, there is an existing mobile home park. And to the east, there is another existing mobile home park, as well as a business on the southern half of the eastern border, which is owned by the applicant as well. The project involves the development of RV and boat storage parking lot with 110 spaces. The site is conditioned, will have paved parking towards the front of the property with an aggregate base in the rear portion for storage of non-motorized vehicles. The business's normal operating hours will be between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. with a 24/7 gate access for people who already have rental space there. There's approximately 10,000 square feet of landscaping located along the frontage and the eastern side of the property around the caretaker's residence. The property has existing block walls between the apartments to the north and the mobile homes to the east. The applicant is proposing a block wall along the western property line, and tubular steel fence is proposed along the frontage, with existing chain link proposed between the existing business to the east. In terms of signs, the proposal does not include any conceptual signs, but if approved, the project would have to comply with the standards set forth in the commercial zone. All landscaping will be required to submit a landscaping drawing to the city in conformance with our ordinance. An initial study was done and prepared for this project in accordance with the provisions of CEQA, the California Environmental Quality Act. The initial study mitigated neg declaration document was based upon the city's standard checklist and addressed a full range of environmental issues and topics. The findings of the environmental process are that all significant issues can be mitigated to a level of insignificance with respect to local and regional standards and thresholds. In order to achieve the level of significance, a series of mitigation measures are proposed. To ensure that these mitigation measures are properly enacted, a mitigation monitoring program is necessary and would be enforced during the construction and operation of the project if approved. The draft initial study mitigated negative declaration was circulated for a 30-day public review period from November 13th, 2017 through December 12th, 2017, and we received no comments on the ISMND. The findings listed in the staff report are the Planning Commission may approve and or modify a conditional use permit in whole or in part with or without conditions, provided that all the following findings of fact are made. And with that, staff recommends you hold a public hearing and approve conditional use permit 16-CUP-08, minor plot plan 16-MPP-06, and mitigated negative declaration subject to the attached conditions of approval. You can answer any questions you have, and the applicant is here as well.
Thank you, Rebecca. Any questions of staff?
No.
Rebecca, does the block wall, does it go all the way around the perimeter? There's an existing one?
It isn't between So it's an odd situation where the lot, he has two separate lots and he's
Right.
making the CUP go around. So part of the condition is going to be require a lot line adjustment to make it one property. So where the CUP property ends, there's a chain link fence between this business and his other business to the east. So there's not a block wall on all three sides. It's on most of three sides, and then a chain link between the existing business with, I believe, a tire shop, and another use and the RV spot. And then there'll be wrought iron along the front with also a condition for increased landscaping for visibility, to reduce visibility of the vehicles from the street.
That was going to be my question is,
Yes, we have a condition specifically stated that states that additional landscaping shall be placed along the frontage in order to mitigate the visibility of vehicle storage at full growth.
okay.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions of the applicant?
Just one.
Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:37. Please state your name and address, please.
Mark Weaver, and I used 1472 East 6th Street, Beaumont.
Do you have an RV dump are you gonna have an RV dump on site?
No, because it's on septic now,
Okay,
so there's no plans for that right now.
okay. That's all I have.
Are you related to Lou?
Yes,
Very good friend of mine.
well, it's nice and warm right now, hopefully.
I
Freezing
hope
up there
so.
in Montana, but, anyways.
Okay, any questions of the applicant?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:38.
Motion to approve conditional use permit 16-CUP-08, minor plot plan 16-MPP-06, et cetera, et cetera,
And mitigated
Yes.
negative declaration.
subject to the attached conditions of approval.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Voss,
Yes.
Chairman St. Martin.
Yes. Item number 7, tentative parcel map number 37403.
Thank you, Chairman. Members of the Commission, tentative parcel map 37403 is a proposal calling for the division of a 94.41 acre parcel into 3 lots, ranging in size from 20.18 to 48.13. It is intended to create parcels which overlie the previously approved tract map within the Noble Creek Vista specific plan, which can be readily transferred to individual builders or for financing purposes. The map is located north of Oak Valley Parkway at Elm Street. Might be Elm Avenue, apologize, just east of Noble Creek Park. The proposed subdivision is a finance and conveyance map, meaning that it cannot lead directly to development, nor does it require any physical improvements, as the underlying tract map dictates the manner of site development. The function of the map is simply to permit the simplified conveyance of portions of the parcel to individual builders or to separate project elements for financing. This limitation is stipulated by the proposed conditions of approval. This map is consistent with the underlying tract map and established parcel boundaries that provide for logical development increments. From the standpoint of the California Environmental Quality Act, the existing Noble Creek Vista specific plan and environmental impact report remain current and will be relied on in the proposed actions associated with the proposal, and no additional environmental analysis is required. In order for the Planning Commission to recommend approval of the subject proposal, the following the findings listed in the staff report need to be made. And with that, staff recommends you hold a public hearing and recommend to City Council the approval of tentative tract map number 37403 for a 2-year period based on the findings stipulated and subject to the attached conditions of approval. And I apologize, that's tentative parcel map, not tract map. One correction that was noted is finding number 6 did have a typo. It originally said that the design of the proposed land division or the type of improvements will conflict with the easements, and it obviously is supposed to be will not conflict. So I just want to make that clear. And I can answer any questions you have, and the applicant is here as well.
Any questions of staff?
No.
No.
Any questions of the applicant?
No.
No.
I do have a request to speak from the applicant.
Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing at 6:40.
My request was only to answer, to be available to answer questions or comments.
Okay.
Should there be any?
None.
Then I'm going to close the public hearing at 6:40. Motion?
Motion to approve tentative parcel map number 37403, proposed division of 94.41 acre parcel into 3 lots for conveyance purposes, subject to the attached conditions of approval.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Vice Chair Voss,
Yes.
Chairman St. Martin.
Yes. Item number 8, tentative parcel map number 37366.
Thank you, Chairman, members of the commission. This is the proposed division of a 51.10 acre parcel into 5 lots for conveyance purposes located east of Tuckwick Canyon Parkway and north of Oak Valley Parkway. These lots are parcel into 3 parcels and 2 lettered lots, ranging in size from 1.17 acres to 23.33 acres, and is intended to create parcels which would overlay a track map within Fairway Canyon, which can be readily transferred to individual builders or for financing purposes. The proposed map is located, as mentioned, east of Tuckwick Canyon, north of Oak Valley Parkway. The proposed subdivision map is a finance and conveyance map, meaning that it cannot lead directly to development, nor does it require any physical improvements, as an underlying track map dictates the manner of site development. The function of the map is simply to permit the simplified conveyance of portions of the parcel to individual builders or to separate project elements for financing. This limitation is stipulated by the proposed conditions of approval. From the standpoint of the California Environmental Quality Act, an environmental impact report was prepared and certified in 2001 for the Oak Valley SCPGA specific plan, with the latest addendum of the EIR was approved by the council in 2014, assessing the environmental impacts of the project and subsequent implementation steps, including subdivision of the site. The EIR and the findings made by the city council remain pertinent and adequate for use for the current applications. In order for the planning commission to recommend approval of the subject proposal, the findings listed in the staff report are required, with the amendment of number 6 should read that the design of the proposed land division or the type of improvements will not conflict with the easements, ... With that, staff recommends that the planning commission hold a public hearing and recommend to the city council approval of tentative parcel map number 37366 based on the findings stipulated, subject to the attached conditions of approval. Thank you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Any questions of staff?
No.
No.
Any questions of the applicant? Is
No.
the applicant available?
Yes, she is.
And there is, I didn't follow the sheet, but there is something I would like to kind of add, if you don't mind.
Let's open the public hearing.
I
Yeah.
always talk-
I'll open the public hearing. I'll open the public hearing at 6:48.
Thank you. Cheryl Thompson with Argent Management, 2392 Morse Avenue in Irvine. I am the project manager on this, but I want you to take note of the map when you look at it. It has been divided in such a way as the city council, about a year and a half ago, we had a former school site that the school district did not want. And so they requested that we go back to the school district and start working with the school district to create a parcel in our project that would allow the school, if they decided to move that school into another area. That's the reason that this has been divided the way it is. We had a 12-acre site. They didn't want it because it wasn't a good driving location for the kids to get in and out. So we sat with the school district, and they have seen this, and the 12-acre site is what they may look at. They may not, because it's all dependent upon the state, but we have created it in such a way that the school would be able to come in and utilize that. They didn't want the school along the golf course, which is why we put a lot around the golf course so that we could buffer that. We've left enough room and enough space so that they can have their access in and out. So I just wanted to let you know that one of the reasons that it was lauded the way it was is so the school may take it.
Okay.
And
What was
they may
their,
not.
what was their take on it being 12 acres instead of the, I think I've heard a minimum of 14?
They've told us that 12 is an elementary school.
Okay.
We have another project right next door, and there's a 20-acre site. We're meeting with them next week, same district, different city, it's in the city of Calamasa, same district. But it's a 20-acre site, and it looks like they are probably going to take that for a K-8. But as things develop and more students come in, they may take that K-8 site and make it purely a junior high school and then move over to this possibly. They've even looked at it. The two parcels, there is an elevation difference in those two parcels. They're aware of that. And they've even said they may be interested in maybe even taking both of those parcels maybe and doing a magnet in a elementary. So we're working with them and we're making it available for them. But we purposely designed it this way so that it would facilitate them. We didn't want to put something on there that wouldn't allow them to come in.
Okay, great.
So just wanted to let you know that's kind of what you may see or you may not. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to amend the time that I opened the public hearing. It was actually 6:43, not 6:48. And I'm going to close it at 6:46. I already used this computer instead of the clock. Because the glare is just...
I'll go ahead and make a motion to recommend to the City Council the approval of tentative track map number 37366 based on the findings stipulated and it's subject to the attached conditions of approval.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
Vice Chair Voss?
Yes.
Chairman St. Martin?
Yes. Okay. Do we want to wait for a full commission to...
I think it might make sense just to go to the next one
Yeah.
at this point.
Before,
They may want one of the two positions, so yeah.
Yeah.
Let's wait.
okay.
So the only comment I have is to remind everyone, we have our general plan survey up on our website. Please take it. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Okay. If there's no further business for the commission, I'm going to close this meeting at 6:47.